So if you're one of these guys that think that, oh, Chad's got it all, he's taking all the girls and I'm only dealing with the leftovers. Well, you're wrong. And you've got one thing, and every one of you have got one thing that can make the difference. And it's not even a massive trick. And it's something that you actually do on YouTube and you don't even know it. Say you're on YouTube and you have many different channels that you subscribe to. You know, you have like the big ass channels and then you have the very, very niche channels. And let's assume that Chad is Mr. Beast. Maybe you're not subscribed to Mr. Beast, but you're subscribed to very small channels. Why are you subscribed to those very small channels? You're subscribed to those very small channels because they matter to you to a very high degree, because it is a field of expertise that resonate and vibe with you. Well, it's really about niche maxing. And what do I mean by niche maxing? First of all, you need to be accepting about who you are and what other people view you as. You know, when you're at school, you know, maybe you were like a jock, or maybe you were like a nerd, or maybe you were like, I don't know, average, everyone. You know, you were a goth, God knows what. And people put you in those boxes. You know, it does very much look like or sound like American teen movie. And even though that may be the highest caricature, real life is a bit like that. And now, because people have got such short attention spans, what they will do when they see you is they will put you in one of those boxes. Oh, does that fit me? Does that fit me? Does that fit me? Does that fit me? Even when you watch my video, you may think, oh, like, is he really the type of guy that I want to be dealing with? And even you don't even know that actually, even in the way you behave yourself, you will segment for those people. I'll give you an example. When I started my journey on X, was not supposed to be a journey, but whatever, my content was very much segmented for high IQ people. That's why my clients are high IQ people. It's not because I wanted it to be high IQ people. It's just because my content segmented for it. Because my content segmented for high IQ Twitter, what happened is that they naturally filter there. And then when I ask them, you know, like on calls or whatever, it's like, why did you choose me and not anyone else? Is because, oh, your level of breakdowns are so thorough and on point that I can actually understand the logic from things that I actually don't see a logic in, but it is a logic that made them resonate with me. Okay, so now you appreciate that. You're like, okay, great, but what am I going to do with this? Appreciate, first of all, who you are. Second, what do you think is the most commonly associated identities that someone attributes to you? You know, yesterday I was watching a video and it was about Kwon talking about the sexual marketplace, whatever. You know what he did in this video? On the thumbnail, he said, I'm a Kwon. What are you? But there's a trap. You must not over-identify with the identity that people give to you. It is just an easier way for them to segment you. But why does it beat Chad? Ask yourself this. Which is your favorite channel on YouTube? What and why that is? Girls have types. Even though they tell you they don't have a type, they have a fucking type. Every time I ask a girl that says they don't have a type, no, I don't have a type. Okay, so what were the last 3 boyfriends, or what were the last 3 guys you were with? And then you see common patterns. It's as simple as that. And most of the time, people are not conscious of it. So once you're conscious of something, you understand better than them what they respond to. You have an edge. You have leverage. All right. So what type of niche are we talking about here? We're talking about, say, for example, you're an artist. You're a musician. You're an athlete. You're a businessman. You're a tech bro, you're a finance bro, you're a sales bro. I even told in my videos before, like, people identify me as a sales bro or a finance bro because that's what I did. And that enabled them to feel more in known territory, because known territory, or the fact that they can put you in a box, fast track the rapport gap. Once you fast track that rapport gap, it's about how deep can you hit. Because what happens is when someone feels that you hit deep onto their source of interest, onto what they do, onto who they recognize as, what happens is that they feel like, oh my God, he gets me, or oh my God, she gets me. I'll use a very salacious example. Say you're with a girl and everything, and she does something pretty freaky in the bedroom, and that no other girls did, but that really resonated with you. You're going to see her like much different. Like, you're going to see her like, oh my God, she's like there, right? But the same thing with girls. When she feels that with you, because of your identity and how the identity matches with her own identity, that beats any Chad. Chad is like the lowest common denominator. Look at, YouTube again. Mr. Beast has so many fucking subscribers. However, how many of you are actually really, really fan of that Mr. Beast guy, right? In marketing, they say, if you can't be the best, be different. Same thing with this channel. This channel, I know I'm not going to be Mr. Beast, but whoever going to watch this channel and really resonate with what I'm saying and really understand, okay, where am I focusing? What is my communication like? What is the subject that I choose? What angle do I take? They'd be like, okay, this is for me. He's not like the big YouTuber in the same field. And I'm not intending to be one of them. I don't want to be one of those big ass YouTubers that has to cater to a lot of people. I don't want to water down my content in order to not frustrate the bigger audience. I'm here to just tell the truth. And the thing is, the more you become popular, the more you have to do brand management. I ain't doing that shit. I don't have time for it. Why? Because I'd rather focus on the few people that are going to vibe really, really fucking well. A mistake I made when I was younger was I wanted to test all the different ice creams. Meaning by that, test the different girls. From the hairdresser, the boss babe, the marketing communication average basic bitch, the high flyer, C-level, VC girl, angel investor, this type of shit. I've done them all. And you know what I realized afterwards? Is when you deal with someone that doesn't vibe with actually your core thing, it takes on your energy. It's a tax on your energy because you either have to dumb yourself down or you have to pretend to be someone you're not. And when you pretend that you're someone you're not, it's a hell of an exercise to carry over the long run. So now I can't deal, no matter how hard they are, I can't deal with some basic bitch. I can't deal with the girls that have two neurons that fight with one another. Why? Because it's too much energy. I don't want to give that energy. Same thing. I'm not going to do content that apply to people's little intelligence. I'm not saying that just because I want to be an arrogant French cunt. I'm saying that because it takes too much of my energy. So it's about the same thing. It's like, accept who you are. Know who you are. Do you know who you fucking are? Okay? Do you know what really vibes with you and what really don't vibe with you? For example, I was speaking with someone recently and he was saying to me, I can't deal with girls that have not have a college degree. And why? Because they're too dumb and everything. And to be honest, if you even look at people going into relationship, marriage, all this, it's very much of social endogamy. Meaning by that is very much class-based. And there are reasons for it's class-based because your value, your ethics tend to match. And then it just makes a natural progression whenever you meet the family of each other. Well, it's the same thing. If you have too big of a gap, the rapport will be harder to create. The compatibility will be harder to maintain. Okay? If you want to know a bit more about niche maxing or archetype maxing, I've linked 2 articles on the descriptions on my Substack that you can access to so that you have a bit more visuals. Now, niche maxing is a bit more of a narrowed down version of archetypes. Like you have archetypes. Do you know what archetype are you? If you do, pick that one and niche down. Chad doesn't beat the guy that she feels much more in tune with. Why? Because it hits the deep emotions. Emotion goes beyond the surface level, and that's what gives you more sticking power. Types beats Chad. So understand what is your type and what is the type of girl that's attracted to your type. Okay, so you use an example, again, very caricatural, but for you to get the understanding. Do you think a goth girl will go with a Chad? No, she won't go with a Chad. She most likely with a goth guy. It's the same thing. For example, tech bros love Asian chicks. I mean, Margot Robbie is great, but they love Asian chicks. So Asian chicks will come at premium. If you don't know what archetype or what niche you're part of, give me a call and I'll tell it to you straight up with a little bit more of context about you. And I'll give you the exact strategy that you need to go for in order to get what you want and what you need in order to get your outcome, whichever that is. And if you like that video, maybe you want to look at looks maxing, because looks maxing is good, but it's still very surface level and there are limits to it. So on this one, I'll see you next time.